day one, Dad died. And there was a contentious battle over his estate, despite the fact that I was the only heir.
Mhm.
He didn't want to have things fall into my lap and created roadblocks to prevent them from coming to my lap, and even made it more difficult than I anticipated.
And this was his building. You skipped that part.
Yeah, he had a partner.
Mm-hmm.
So what initially, to go back to the granular level of the deal itself, when it occurred, when my father acquired the property, PNC Bank had a bunch of defaulted loans on the Billy Penn portfolio because when the aluminum business went down, they relocated or sold. Their numbers were way off, and the buildings were, struggling financially as well as the company, and consequently, the bank sold the bad paper to my father. So he started by owning the mortgages on the property.
Got it.
And then there was some guy puttering around the building who was renting space at a very cheap amount monthly for whatever you wanted to store there, like a self-storage unit, but very, very rudimentary. You would put up a chain link fence within a big swath of open warehouse space to store your goods, whatever they were, and pay $1 a foot.
So he was just subleasing this to little pieces.
Yes.
Right.
So, and he also maybe had his own business. I can't remember, but my father ended up evicting him, and then he took over the building, and with a partner, started to continue that business model and rent space to try to support the holding costs while the foreclosure was going on. Because remember, he just owned the mortgage. He did not own the deed.
Right.
So ultimately he foreclosed, he got the deed, and the building languished for 5 to 7 years. They just kind of did what they could. And at one point, my father had maybe $500,000 of his own money invested in, Scotch tape and Band-Aids to keep the building together,
Right.
and was able to refinance and pull out his investment. And after that, it got worse because now he was unwilling to do it again because he had such a difficult time recouping his investment initially. And then ultimately he passed in 2013. Late 2013, I finally got control of the building, and now I have this albatross